The United States of America, when it comes to Israel versus Ukraine, and this is what has a lot of people on the right upset, right? It has a lot of people on the right upset. And I agree, we shouldn't be sending any money, any funding to Ukraine. If the United States of America would have stayed out of the conflict in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine, there would have been lives saved. It wouldn't be people dying the way they are right now in Ukraine had the United States of America stayed out of it. We shouldn't be sending funds to a corrupt nation. We don't even need to send funds to Israel. Let me say that. We don't need to. We don't need to send them money. They're filthy rich. They have all the resources. They have oil. They have gold. They have silver. They have resources beyond people's acknowledgement. I'm telling you right now. So they don't need our money, but they do need our military support. There's a difference there, which, military support still equals into some money, but it's not just sending them a blank check like they were doing in Ukraine. Y'all understand my point. What you're seeing here is the United States of America actually flying in military personnel and even supporting Israel and defending it from these attacks. I'm going to show it to you right now, but listen to this one. Oh, here we go.
New video from this morning capturing the moment a U.S. cargo plane touched down on Israeli soil. That plane was filled with armored vehicles and other supplies designated for the IDF. Now the U.S. is sending a third warship to the eastern Mediterranean as tensions escalate throughout the region. A U.S. defense official tells Fox News drones targeted a U.S. base in Syria the same day as the attempted drone attacks in Iraq. Now, it's unclear how many drones and if there are any injuries at the base in Syria. Meantime, Hezbollah says that it's, quote, 1,000 times stronger than before, warning that the U.S. and Israel should be careful. Now, let's go to our Trey Yangst, who is live on the ground in southern Israel. Trey, what's the latest?
Let me stop it real quick. There was a report I saw earlier before we came on today to where they're putting out warning to all Americans all across the planet, not just the United States of America. They're putting out warnings to all Americans not to fly to any country right now. Imagine that. Y'all see what's happening here? And it almost like it's going right back to what I was saying before, what I said yesterday. When I was young, I read the Bible and I was like, what's going on? The Bible says that we would be persecuted for his name's sake. And I'm like, how would it get to that point? With the United States of America, because we are a Judeo-Christian nation, they're going to look at all of us as Christians, even though some of us that are not Christians, they look at all of us as Americans as a whole, and they're going to be persecuting all of us all across the planet. They're talking about they're elevating the alert level right now, because they're expecting terrorist attack to start happening. They've already the Democrats imported their army. I told people this time and time again. And it's like now it's starting to come out. And now it's like they're validating what I've been saying. They're putting the alert out there. Get ready. Now, I don't want it to happen, but you still need to get ready. Listen.
Kaylee, good afternoon. Today we spent the day with the Israeli military in communities along the Gaza border. Israel is still trying to gather information about that massacre last weekend while they prepare for what appears to be a pending ground operation, an invasion into the Gaza Strip. I do want to read you the words of Defense Minister Yoav Gallant today, who spoke with troops along the border. He said, "You now see Gaza from afar. Soon you will see it from the inside. The order will come."
Wow.
New
see
video
that
from
the order will come. Now, let me just go to this next one before we run out of time here. So here recently, there was some rockets that were shot off from Yemen. Do we have an article on it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the article. Then I want to play with this general. Actually, there's a general. I want to play what he says when we come after this article. Listen to this.
It just says, U.S. Navy intercepted a missile fired near Yemen coast heading toward Israel, potentially. It said the U.S. Navy intercepted missiles fired. It is unclear what the missiles were targeting. An official said the missiles were fired from an Iranian-backed Houthi militant. Iran has provided the Houthi rebels with weapons amid a crippling war in Yemen. If people are wondering where Yemen is at, you can see it right here on the map. It is right down here. It's below Saudi Arabia. Israel is right here. The destroyer that hit the missile is here in the Mediterranean Sea.
Now, I want y'all to listen to this general. Listen to what he says about this.
The guided missile destroyer USS Carney, operating in the northern Red Sea earlier today, shot down 3 land attack cruise missiles and several drones that were launched by Houthi forces in Yemen. This action was a demonstration of the integrated air and missile defense architecture that we have built in the Middle East and that we are prepared to utilize whenever necessary to protect our partners and our interests in this important region.
Let me bring something to your attention as well. And the reason why I brought up talking about Ukraine, because every time Russia hits Ukraine, there's not been a single time the United States has taken down a Russian missile. Not a single time. Not a single time that they intervene like this. You understand what I'm saying? So this is going to cause more fuel to be added to the fire. They're going to be more angry with the United States of America. Even Russia is talking about getting involved once the Israelites do their ground force. Once they do that, China said that they're going to probably get involved. And when this first popped off, I said, you know what? Joe Biden is so weak. The United States of America has weak leadership right now. Y'all probably seen a video with Joe Biden on the Air Force One. This is really sad. God help us, for real. The Post was saying, God help us. It's really wild that the United States of America making it completely known to the rest of the world, we are going to defend Israel. A rocket was going and the United States of America took it out.
There were no casualties to U.S. forces and none that we know of to any civilians on the ground. Information about these engagements is still being processed. We cannot say for certain what these missiles and drones were targeting, but they were launched from Yemen, heading north along the Red Sea, potentially towards targets in Israel. Our defensive response was one that we would have taken for...
Okay. I have to stop it one more time right there. And the interesting point is that I truly believe that these rockets were deliberately shot at U.S. ships, naval ships. How many of y'all believe that they were directly shot at U.S. naval ships as well? I don't personally per se believe that they were shooting them at Israel. This is the story that they're putting out there, right? Because they're trying to stay out of the conflict as much as possible. They're trying to keep tensions down as much as possible. But from where I'm sitting, right here in my chair, it really looks like Yemen was trying to shoot the rockets at the U.S. naval ships. But because of the weak leadership that we have right now, they're going to tell us the story that these rockets were going to Israel. Either way, we still shot them down. Do you know how huge this is? Do you know how the rest of the world is going to say, whoa, look at this. They're defending and protecting Israel, even taking out rockets from Yemen. Why is Yemen shooting rockets at Israel? What does Yemen got to do with this right now? Why are they shooting rockets? See, my wheels get to turning. It doesn't make sense for what he's saying that, it was going towards Israel. Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Our defensive response was one that we would have taken for any similar threat in the region, where we're able to do so against our interest personnel and our partners. This attack may be ongoing, so if we have more information to share, we will. But again, as the Secretary has made clear, we have the capability to defend our broader interests in the region and to deter regional escalation and broader expansion of the conflict that began with Hamas's attack on Israeli civilians on October 7th.
So basically he's saying is attack on Israel is an attack on the United States of America because we're going to defend Israel. You understand what I'm saying? Again, Russia, Putin would not set off a tactical nuke, would not plunge us into World War III. Joe Biden says, okay, let's go another route. let's see if we can get World War III to kick off this way, because we know that China would get involved. We know Russia would get involved. Iran is already involved because he sent the $6.6 billion to Iran to get this started. What happens when India gets involved? Think about it. India has over, billions of people in the nation. They have a huge military presence. They're in that region. They're right there in that region. So if the fighting goes off really crazy, they no one's even talking about India getting involved in all of this.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.